first and foremost to reach a final status agreement, a peace agreement with the Palestinians. And one thing that will not be forgiven in my eyes is that in the fact 2012 that the word peace has become a rude word. And that arrangement is not just for them, it's so that we'll be able to also exist here in peaceful conditions in the way we want, and it's part of the way we want to exist. And what it means is it's the end of that historical conflict and the partition of this country that, yes, but we're going to have to divide it into two national states where each one will have a national solution for its people. Second law, basic law, should be a state educational law, in other words, core studies for one and all. These two basic laws will suddenly organize our entire puzzle and fabric of our lives here. The moment it'll be clear that every single citizen in the state of Israel contributes to society either in a civilian national service or military, then suddenly the whole gates of employment to each and every one of us will also be opened, because the world of yeshivot nowadays is no longer that important world that we needed in order to preserve the Jewish tradition and the Jewish world as a symbol in the state of Israel. But it has now become a kind of escapism, a kind of haven for those who do not want to contribute because of the leaders' instructions, the political leaders' instructions. And suddenly these core studies will create a common denominator. My issue here is not with those who don't think like me. My controversy is not with the ultra-religious, because I know I'll never manage to persuade them, and I'm not saying that against them. And when I want them to study core studies, I want to give them those tools to be able to go out and earn a living. I think it is in their favor to give them that fishing rod. But unfortunately, this deliberation does not manage to somehow persuade them. And it's not even with the ideological settlers, my controversy or my argument, because any day that they haven't reached some kind of final status, that as far as they're concerned is a kind of victory. The fact that they've built another outpost and they've actually beefed out another settlement, that means that they're holding on to land. But if we're talking about those parts of our society that share those beliefs, but through a default, they're not willing to reach a political agreement. So my claim is when by not coming to a decision, then a specific group is actually working, stemming and emanating from kind of worldview that they believe in it. Just because of that, you should legalize something that is illegal. Let us determine that if there is no decision that has been taken, that you do not build until you come to some kind of decision. But all sorts of things are happening that we don't seem sort of as if they're under the wire, they're going on, as if it's a kind of old-fashioned track of work. It was an old argument that took place in two parts of the Zionist movement, and now they're fighting over Zionism itself. It's as if it's been going on for a long time, and this argument is still there. But the deep controversy, the deep argument that is taking place today is between the different parts of the Zionist movement, not on the ideology, but on our demand to implement and apply that same worldview that the majority believes in. But all those who will say to you that the state of Israel is isolated because of the delegitimization and anti-Semitism and Islamization, that's wrong. He's misleading you. They are isolated because they haven't reached those decisions, because people do not understand us. They do not understand our Judaism here. Even the Jewry outside do not understand the Judaism here, and the outside world does not understand what is going on. And believe me, if we do come to the decision, then we will be able to be a democratic Jewish state that I am proud of, that I have dreamed of, that I want to live in. It's part of the free world with a strong economy, and that everyone enjoys its fruit here.